Okay, guys, next up is Oblivion, which is again a full moon movie, and this one is not horror as well. So I'm kind of being deceiving on the 31 Days of Horror because this one was in the 13 Nights of Elvira miniseries on Amazon Prime, which was really originally on Shutter. But I've been watching all of those, are the ones I haven't seen, and Oblivion was on there, as well as Trancers, which I just reviewed Trancers yesterday, and that one was horror adjacent, more horror than this one. But this one isn't really that much of a horror movie, so be warned. But I already made the list, so I didn't want to change it, and I did want to see this one anyways. And Oblivion is more of a sci-fi than anything, but Oblivion is about this guy Zack Stone in an alternate planet like Earth. It's like the Old West, and then a lizard man alien comes down and threatens everybody around him. So he's got to save everybody, while also they've got big scorpions called Scorps, which are these giant scorpions that are made out of stop motion, which is pretty cool for the effect. But really, besides that, I didn't understand the movie. Like, I was kind of like, what is going on? Like, this, I had to look up the plot synopsis afterward to understand because it just was very, very odd. And I want to give it credit because it is a movie that I will remember. I feel like it's a movie that stands out. And I do love that Full Moon can do this with movies that you will remember, whether it's for a couple of gimmicks or designs. Like, for example, Puppet Master, you can remember the puppets by the unique designs, or things like that. And this one, I feel like, is unique, and I think it's interesting. Like, it is a sci-fi movie set in another planet in space, but like the other planet, not set in space, sit on a planet. It's set on another planet that looks like Earth, like I said, in the Old West. So it's a cross between a Western and also Star Wars-ish because it has some references feeling like the Star Wars. I thought that it was very, very odd. Like, I didn't love it, but I feel like I should give it credit for being a unique film for me personally in the genre. And I haven't seen enough movies in this genre to really say this is super unique for if you've seen a lot of these. But for me, when I haven't seen that many of these kind of sci-fi westerns, like this one, I thought felt pretty unique. I thought it was very tonally weird, though. It was serious for the most part. Then it had some humor in it. Then it had serious moments that were mixed with humor. The main character in the movie is like in a bingo lounge, and he's saying a dramatic speech. And while he is doing that, people are playing bingo, and whenever they say the number and the letter, it fits in with the thing he's saying. Like, I'm paraphrasing on what he says, but the main guy says something about being here before, and then you hear in the background they go before, like that. And I thought that that was so strange, and it kind of made me think it was a little funny, but it was still just like, what? Like, that is so odd. Um, Basically, to sum this up, I'm really saying, what was this movie? I didn't fully understand it because it is totally weird. It is a weird story, but like I said, it is memorable. Like, it is interesting in its own right, and I did appreciate that it was unique enough that I will remember it. Because, like I said, some of these movies I won't. This one, like I said, Full Moon does a good job of that. I can't name any of the actors down besides Meg Foster in this. She's the only one that I knew was in it, but I can't name off any of the other actors. There's one guy who looked like Isaac Hayes, and it could have been, but I didn't look before this video recording if it was. But this one guy looked like Isaac Hayes and reminded me a lot of him, so I'm gonna have to look that up if that was him or not. I don't know. It could have been, maybe, but yeah, pretty much this one, not very horror, very weird but very memorable. And it's got some weird tonal problems that I liked and disliked at the same time. Again, it's memorable, so I did appreciate that. That's the best thing I can give about this one. It's a memorable idea, and I will remember it. It just really, besides that, I'll remember the ideas of it, but I won't remember the movie overall. Like, if that makes sense. And again, there's some Full Moon movies that do that, like the first Puppet Master reminds me of that, where like it's so boring, but the designs of the puppets are great, and I remember those. Like this, I'll remember the story of it for the most part, as opposed to the whole thing. Like, I feel like I can remember the basic plot of it, but even if it still doesn't make sense, it's very odd and very memorable, but unmemorable. if that makes sense. It's very strange. So that's it for today. Like I said, Oblivion. Next up, I've got another Elvira thing coming up. I think it's either Seed People or Hideous. It's one of the two. But stay tuned for next day for 31 Days of Horror. See you guys later.